When Gary asked me to come on staff in April, one of the things I'd always wondered is, what do all the pastors do during the week, especially the ones that don't preach? Like, I had a concept of what Gary does, but what does everyone else do? Well, as you'll see this morning, I was a little muddy because we had a friend in our church, Rosie, whose house got flooded by all the rains this week. And so Pete Nelson, head of our Practical Helps Ministry, sent out an email saying, anyone can come help. Let's go help Rosie and get her house back to where she can live in it again. And it was a really neat thing to see just all these leaders from the church who could make it out there to help. And one of the cool stories from that is that Bonnie, a neighbor who doesn't go to church, she came over and found out that we were doing this because we just love Jesus and we love Rosie. And she said, I think I need to come join your church because that's the kind of church I want to be a part of. That's one of the reasons why when Gary asked me to come on staff, I left my kind of secure job over in Dallas because I know the quality of leaders here. And I just want to thank all of you for being a part of Grace and for making Grace so awesome.
One of my favorite parts of my job is getting to serve alongside the 35 plus small group leaders in our church. And these are just amazing people who are so committed to seeing life change happen on a weekly basis. We got 4 groups that are ready to multiply this fall, 2 new groups starting this month, and 1 restarting this month. Where we're going in small group ministry this fall is this concept of no one being an island. I really am trying to help all the small group leaders get together on a regular basis with their peers for mutual encouragement, to challenge each other, to just pray for each other. And realize that you're all part of a big team. Other things I want to do is personally visit every small group in the church. I'm currently visited 9. Want to get through the rest of them as soon as I can, and work on improving the technology of how people are finding small groups. I've also been spending some time helping Eddie and Teresa Alcaraz relaunch the One Another Singles Ministry at Grace. It is currently a small group as well as a monthly large gathering where I lead worship and then Eddie interviews a guest who is living just a little outside the norm but doing it for Christ. We have singles come visit our church all the time, and we're hoping that they will stick around long enough to try out this revamped One Another ministry. Don Anderson leads our jail ministry and tells me often that if God can't get your attention in jail, he probably never will. My newsletter article this month was about jail ministry, and so the only thing I want you guys to know is that Don and his team is responsible for half of all the Bibles that flow into the Dallas jails. If you have a heart for seeing people get saved, you should get to know this guy better. If you attend church on Sunday morning, then you have seen Gerald Sudi opening a door, letting you know he is glad you made it. Gerald leads our hospitality team with 65 volunteers to make sure everyone can find what they need at Grace. I've been working hard to help the hospitality team get what they need to be successful, such as new cards, the small group finder, ministry finder, volunteer opportunity finder, and other foyer improvements. If you have kids and always come through the Adventureland entrance, you should come check out the main foyer on Sunday and let me know what you think. Changes for the fall include the release of a Best of Grace worship CD and a new DVD with messages from all the pastors, as well as constant improvements to the Grace website. We have a Celebrate Recovery group that has been meeting at Grace for almost 4 months now and is led by Keith Gagnon and Evelyn Sable. Evelyn had a recent testimony in church about how Celebrate Recovery changed her life. If you or anyone you know struggles with addictions of any kind, you should use these leaders or the Celebrate Recovery group that meets on Thursday nights as a resource. I know as the group continues to grow, we will hear more stories of how God is helping people break free as a result of Celebrate Recovery. And last but definitely not least, I'm actively working on Shape 2.0. While Shape is working today, there are some major changes in the works that I hope will be ready to release later this year or early 2011. I'll let you know as soon as I have a release date planned. So if you ever wondered where I, a pastor who doesn't preach on Sundays, spend my time during the week, mine goes into these ministry areas. And if you haven't heard it lately from me, thanks to all the leaders who serve with me in every one of these places in the church. God bless all of you.